excited about the Derby?
I'll be into it. I will definitely be into it. I'm a little bummed out that Gronk will not be running, but I couldn't tell you anything. I couldn't tell you my ass or my elbow when it comes to that this week.
Speaking of disappointment, man, I went to see Infinity War.
No good?
It's good, but it hurt my feelings. Wait
a minute. How did the Avengers hurt your feelings?
Because there's no ending.
There's no ending?
Oh, you should have said spoiler alert. You got to go spoil. You got to tell people you're about to spoil.
That's a bad job by
you got to at least give people a moment.
Terrible job.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I just didn't like the way it ended.
But you didn't say how it ended. You just said there was no ending.
Yeah,
we're trying to gain listeners here, Bart. Let's not try to turn them off. We want people to come with us, stay with us. We wouldn't dare spoil your movies or TV shows.
They just was doing it. It was too many characters. It was like watching a soap opera. You got people on this planet, people on that planet, and it's bouncing around. They put too many people in there.
Yeah, I know, but like Guardians of the Galaxy, there's 1,000 people in that movie too. What's the difference?
Yeah. So then you got Thor, you got Black Panther. It wasn't, the last Thor movie was really good and Black Panther was good. I hope that Ant-Man and Wasp Girl is good and Deadpool, I'm waiting for Deadpool. But this one was too much. They missed on this one. I know it broke all kind of records, but I was in a movie and it ended. I was like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Like, what?
Wow.
Really?
Not a ringing endorsement. Well,
That was not.
I don't know. I can't get into that stuff. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Let's hit Steve in Rockland County. Steve, what's going on, buddy?
Good afternoon. You know what, Bart? It's called. They want to have a franchise, Bart.
I get it, but at least give me an ending.
Sequel, Bart, it's good. That's because they want it wide open.
I gotta wait till 2019.
It will be here before you know
March.
it.
No, it's March 2019.
I know, but isn't this already a sequel to something?
It's the sequel to the sequel to the sequel.
Exactly.
It's called franchise, man. It's Marvel. There's no end to it. But Bart,
just educate me for 1 sec, okay?
Okay.
DC is Batman and Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, DC is losing. Ben Affleck tried to take over that because he wanted all the money.
Right.
He was being greedy. He was being Batman. It was the first one, Batman vs. Superman, was horrible. So then he said, hey, let me write the next movies. And it was even worse. And they was trying to catch up to Marvel, so they tried to introduce 4 new characters, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Flash. And they haven't had their own independent movies before they even did it. They don't realize that Marvel, first it was Iron Man. They had all these movies. The Hulk came out, and it was all these movies, and then the Hulk wasn't that good. And so then they redid the Hulk. So now they got to go redo all the DC stuff all over again and reintroduce the characters.
Can I just take you behind the curtain here? Bart decided to explain the movie to me for maybe 15 solid minutes in our office before the show, and I just said, okay. Yeah, you're here.
Oh,
go ahead,
worry.
Steve. Sorry.
Thank you.
What do you think?
Okay, so this is Saquon Barkley really is a proverbial freight train. I mean, once he gets going, and I guess my question for Bart is, I know you had, you didn't feel. I'm just wondering, who are the running backs? Okay, and I got something to say. I have another comment after.
Okay.
Who are the running backs, Bart, that you really didn't want to see coming at you full bore in an open field? Yeah, I'm sure there was more than one.
Now, I'll tell you what, so when he was in Buffalo, I told people that the best back that I went against every year was Marshawn Lynch. And they laughed but it's the thing, they laughed at me, right? But then he went to Seattle and became beast mode. Everybody like, oh, he's so good, he's so crazy. What made him difficult, like Sean Green, he had a big midsection. So what happens is if you don't line a running back up that has a wide midsection and he has like a jump cut, you can never get your arms totally around him. So you have to make sure that you don't lunge or you don't reach because you won't be able to have anything to wrap up.
So I'd be a good running back.
You found your second career.
Yeah.
I just cut your legs out.
But you couldn't get your arms around my midsection. Nobody can.
So I would say him and Jones Drew. Once you figure out how he runs, then
another big midsection.
I ever told you how he got mad at me because I called him a midget?
I don't know if you can say that anymore.
Well, I'm sorry, I called him a little person. So we're fighting. So I got in a fight with him, and he pushed me. It's the dumbest fight ever. But anyway, I tackled him and I kind of stayed on top of him for a little while and kind of used his helmet to get up. And he tried to kick me. So what happened is I grabbed his wrist and put his hands down over his head, and his arms were so short. I was like, man, your arms are short like a little person. He got so mad. He fought me and swung over there. We put it like this. They kicked off from like R10. That's how short the kickoff was. That's how,
several flags.
That's how many penalty flags. I think they threw like 4 personal fouls on our team. But anyway, those two guys.
What's the other question? Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not a question, guys. Listen, I appreciate the respect and the way you've treated the callers, and just for me personally, bringing back like the grumpy old disrespectful guy, I find offensive, and I will continue. You will continue to have me as a listener.
Well, Steve, we appreciate that, but you know what? Hey, we'll be here tomorrow at 1 and ready to go.
Call at 1 is going to be rapid fire.
Exactly.
Well, let's go to Justin at Dobbs Ferry. Hey, Justin, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on?
I just want to apologize to Jones Drew for calling you a little person. I can change.
Yeah, thanks, Rock.
What's up,
everybody's
Justin?
talking about the Giants selection, about not being able to take, not taking a quarterback. But if you look going back the last couple of years, names like Bortles, Manziel, Bridgewater, Manuel, RG3, Tannehill, Whedon, Jake Locker, Ponder, Blaine Gabbert, Tebow. There's all these quarterbacks that they're not even in the NFL anymore. So these guys that they missed on these great, like these once in a lifetime quarterbacks.
I mean, you make a great point, but for every one of those names you named, I can name one that was successful. So it goes both ways. And the thing is, you have to ask yourself, when are you going to be at an opportunity to give yourself the best percentage or the best chance to get one of the better quarterbacks? Of course, there's always quarterbacks that you find in later rounds that turn out to be great, but they are the outliers. That's not the norm. It's not a lot of Tom Brady's. It's not a lot of Russell Wilsons that you find. And if you don't have a quarterback, you really don't have a chance to be successful long term. But for every one of those, I can name you about 20 running backs that were found all over the place. You guys had 2 of them here: Ward, Jacobs, Bradshaw. You can go right here. None of these guys were high draft picks, and you can go. You can just go across town. Whether it was Thomas Jones was a first round draft pick, but Sean Green. You think about Eli McGuire last year, Bilal Powell. These are all guys that are good. Deion Lewis, Burkhead. You can find LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving all guys that are nice players. You're not giving superstar running backs.
Well, Le'Veon Bell.
Well, I can give you Le'Veon Bell.
I
can give you Ray Rice. I can give you Shady McCoy. I mean, I can go that way, too. I just gave you some names. I didn't give you all of them.
No, I understand that.
David Johnson.
I give you David Johnson, Priest Holmes. I can keep going. I know a bunch of them.
I understand that there's been enough of them. But I think that I don't think any of us can doubt the talent here.
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you got a better probability of finding
a running back later than a quarterback later.
Than finding yeah, exactly.
Well, and you look at like the Todd Gurley example. When and I understand that there's a Jeff Fisher component to all of that, but he really didn't start being what we see now until the offense changed. I mean, you look at Leonard Fournette. I know that he doesn't have a great quarterback in Blake Bortles, but they have a complete team of which he is one of the focal pieces. Ugh. He's not being asked to be the focal piece, though.
Thank God.
He's the J train.
One thing I will say, I was on him a few weeks ago about something else, because it strikes me that whenever there's something big going on, Steve Tisch has got to get in front of the microphone with the Giants. and that happened again this weekend with Saquon and the introductory press conference and all that. We were having fun with Gettleman earlier. Could be a Hall of Famer. Could see him potentially touched by the hand of God, potentially putting on a gold jacket. I don't need this comparison from Steve Tisch. Back in 1981 or 82, when we were casting Risky Business, you could just tell that Tom Cruise had the it factor. It's Saquon Barkley. He's got the it factor. So now we're comparing Saquon Barkley to Tom Cruise. First of all, if I'm Saquon, I don't know that I want that.
Yeah, well, that's number one. And also, I mean, let's all remember the plot to that movie. Exactly. NFL players, that would be a red flag, actually.
Yeah.
You really can't have a prostitute come to your parents' house in New Jersey.
Probably not the best idea, and ruin your crystal egg. That probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Also, you really can't get busy like that on the subway.
Exactly. That doesn't happen. Well, depends where. Yeah, and then it was Saquon dancing in his underwear in the middle of the living room. Oh, my